I wrote a poem, and it is called Prayer from the Hiding, and I'd like to share it. I have spent a lifetime hiding from people who taunt, torment, hurt, in a twisted, cruel game no one wants to play, but will say nothing against, so I can be found in a dark corner, forgotten. People who want to touch, to kiss, to hug, who mean well, but sometimes can't understand that I can't stand the suffocation that comes with their embraces, so I can be found in an undiscovered room, silent. But usually I'm hiding from myself and the emotions that I feel so strongly, too strongly. They threaten to wash over me, wipe out those around me as I stand, literally the eye in my own personal hurricane. There are more casualties than I care to admit. I'm hiding from the undeniable fragility of my terribly human heart. And maybe it's not so terrible of a heart. Its beat is a constant reminder of life. Its steady thrumming calms me as I lay half asleep, but it is fickle and it can be cruel. It can see someone broken and mock them instead of being that smile they so desperately need. It can want and take with reckless abandon, leaving with those broken, taken bits of others' lives, marking them as its own, discarding them when it grows bored. It can be so hateful, turn away every kind face because it is jealous of the smiles that seem to come so easily to those shining faces. And it is broken, breaking every day. Each day brings a new fracture until they spiderweb out, leaving me wondering if a cave-in is imminent, and sometimes I can't help but think, God, if you're there, if you exist like everyone says you do, how could you design something with so major of a flaw? One that is so sure to be my downfall. If you're there, how could you design us to lie, our untruth spilling like honey falling from searing lips? How could you design us to steal, our hands reaching, snatching, taking, like vultures on a carcass? How could you design us to sin with wild and reckless abandon, straying farther from you with every crime committed against you? And it leads me back to that age-old argument. If you exist. Because sometimes my broken, volatile human heart can't or won't believe. Because there are times when I can't see you, and I can't feel you, where I can't find you as others do. In the eyes of my neighbor or the kindness of a stranger, I can only see what is wrong, and there is so much wrong. I am told to look for the good, and I am trying. But my mind pinpoints the wrongs on the bulletin board in my brain, red strings attached to show wrong, deceitful, unjust. Is that something wrong with me? Is there something so fundamentally wrong or broken with me that I can't find you? Or is it that you aren't there? Is your silence extended solely to me? Sometimes it feels as if there is a hole in my chest where doubt has carved a cavern so deep that I cannot find the end of it. And maybe some small, cowering part of me would prefer it if you weren't there, and if you didn't exist, because then I wouldn't have to explain to anyone how broken I am, and no one would really see. And maybe that small part of me is okay with that, because it is terrifying to think that you have to look down and see who I am, because I am a human of contradictions, and I am ashamed. And so maybe I hide from you too. Because everything in this world seems to point, to taunt, to mock, and compare, to tell me that I am not good enough. And if I am not good enough for the world around me, how can I possibly hope to be good enough for you? So I hide. And those broken bits of me that so desperately need healing find no refuge and no salvation, because the belief I once held so strongly faded and withered like a poisoned vine, unable to stretch further towards the light, just stuck there. Desperate for help, yet unwilling to ask, because how can I believe in you if there's no hope in you believing in me? Plastering on a smile, throwing a laugh where it is needed. Sometimes it's easier to smile, to pretend, Sometimes the laugh is pure and genuine, although tainted with something darker, and if I close my eyes, there are memories flashing behind my eyelids like butterflies, and it is as easy as breathing to declare, I believe in God. Then there are days where there is nothing. I don't dare close my eyes because I will see this deep pit of nothing, this dark void inside my gut taking form, prowling under my skin like a caged beast, whispering doubts that no amount of sunshine or laughter can ever take from me. And I want to cry out to the heavens, God, save me from these feelings. I am drowning and I can't do this alone. I need you to help me swim through this, but I don't. Because I don't know which I'm more afraid of, the echo or the answer. And so I hide. You're called the rock of salvation, and all I could think of was the sea, and the stones in that murky, sour water, covered in soft-looking algae, pulled down by their weight, whispering secrets and mysteries to those who dwell below, forgotten and unseen by those above. And I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want you to sink me to the bottom below those churning waves. If you're truly a rock, then I would plummet, the ocean floor rising to greet me. I didn't want you to drown me, overpower me, so that's all that's left of me is a song at the bottom of the sea. And so I hid when I should have clung to you, because in my frightened human heart, I never thought of stability, something so steadfast and unmoving that it is unshakable. I thought of you as an anchor sitting me to the bottom, not one holding me fast against any storm, against any current, desperate to grip me away. But still I hide, like most of us do, hiding from your light, your warmth, afraid it will burn our eyes instead of drying our tears, afraid it will forsake us after we grow to love it so dearly. So we distance ourselves, shut ourselves in the dark, because the fear of the creatures who dwell with us within that dark is sometimes easier to manage than the thought and the fear of being unworthy of your embraces. And Lord, I'm sorry. I am sorry that we hide from you. I am sorry that I hide from you. You who have made our human hearts in your image, as yours surely breaks as we cower, terrified to be deemed unworthy by a Father who has shown us nothing less than the perfect love. A Father who gives his children all he has, all he is. I am sorry that there are days where the darkness seems to be my only comfort. I am sorry that I am sometimes afraid to say that I believe in you because my fickle heart is full of contradictions. I am sorry for my broken human heart. But I want you to know that every day I am trying. Every day, every hour, every second, trying to be worthy of you, because every second of every hour of every day you battle my darknesses to keep them at bay. You bring the light back to me when I have given up on the sunshine, when my doubt threatens to drown me, my rock holds me fast, and my fragile human heart, when it threatens to give out, you are there to soothe it, to calm it. I am not perfect, and I struggle. I struggle to find you, but I promise you every day I will try. Because it is you who saves my people, your people. It is you who offers light in the darkest of nights. It is you whose songs comfort the wailing of many. It is you who heals the weary, the broken. It is you whom we seek, and yes, sometimes it is you whom we are afraid to find, but it is you who loves us, and it is you who knows us. It is you who will try and bring us back to you. You knew me before I ever knew you. And no matter where my doubt takes me, you will be there, waiting for me to come home. So when I come back, fold me into your arms, hold me there so my doubt is meaningless and shallow in the light of this fathomless love. When I return to that place of shadow, don't fear. I will find my way back to you. Lead me back. Light up my night with your starshine. God, I love you with all of my human heart, and it is ever-changing and in turmoil, full of anger and greed, but it is mine, and I will offer it wholly to you. And maybe that isn't much, but it's all I have. And I know deep in my singing bones that it is enough and that I am enough for you. I might be prone to anger so deep it pours fire into my veins, leaving me with crimson-tinged vision and scorched lungs. Sadness so profound it steals the breath from my lungs and sends tremors through my body that I can barely contain, and despair and doubt so agonizing that every whisper of the wind frightens me, makes my very soul cry out. But you are prone to love so complete that you shaped our very lives with it, poured our very souls from it, and compassion so strong that maybe I can feel it, in the strength of my bones, or the height of my shoulders, the current running through my veins, or the praises on my lips, and I am enough for you. I am everything to you. So, Lord, take my heart. Forgive me for all the missing pieces, kiss all the fractures, smooth over the jagged edges, bind them together with your love and grace, because you might just be the only thing strong enough to hold me together. And that's okay. Take my heart, Lord. Take and seal it. Seal it so that it love. Thank you.